All right, here we go.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So we just got out of Young Washington.
Yes.
Say
Yes.
God bless America. Happy birthday to the greatest country on the world.
Yes. Yes.
Well, I'm blown away.
Yeah, I just heard you say that it was the greatest movie you've seen in a while.
It's this is the first movie I think we've seen that one I'm going to drag my stepson to. I will also make. I think my wife will come back to the theater to watch. This is the first truly great movie that I think we've sat through. Now you slept through part of it.
No,
this you sure?
No.
I looked over at one point. I couldn't tell.
No, there were no
right
naps,
at the beginning.
No naps and no cell phones.
Okay.
No naps and no cell phones.
For me,
I would say. So would you say it's better than Supergirl?
I'll put it this way. So I think the only other movie I can remember that I was like 10 out of 10 was Project Hail Mary, and there might have been others. We got to go back through. I should listen to what we've said already. But this
didn't you
one,
like the Frankenstein movie? I thought you liked the Frankenstein movie.
not a 10 out of 10.
Okay.
No. And this is the first movie, like I said, that this is one I think people will remember. I know for me, right at the beginning, when he shows, he's this young, ambitious man.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm going to insist, and I'm going to take my stepson to see it sometime next week, I think.
Yeah. No, it's a good movie. It's engaging. I went in cold, and we'll talk about it more in detail. But they leave it in like this guy's going to be somebody.
For sure. Well,
this Washington guy might be somebody.
So it's yeah. Well, okay.
We'll have to wait for the next movie to find out. But
well, I like that.
We got young Washington. We need middle-aged Washington, and we need old Washington.
Yeah. Well, so number one, if we've never talked about it, but there's a show called Turn, which is based on a nonfiction book. It's called Washington Spies.
Okay.
They used invisible ink, and they had all these dead drops and all of these things back in the Revolutionary War. The most, like Manhattan and Long Island, were occupied by the British, and Washington had a whole ring of spies to, take care. That's how he won a lot of battles with many fewer men. Anyway, it's a fantastic show. I will tell you, a woman's perspective. My wife, the biggest distraction is none of the guys are good looking. She's like, this show.
Well,
but it's
she
a
wouldn't
great
have a
show.
problem with young Washington.
It's good.
That actor was certainly a striking
and
individual.
Washington is portrayed in that. Okay, so one of the things, I think one of the greatest things, again, there's always the myth versus the man, right? You can go back. There's always a part, you hear things about a lot of the men we lionize. But one of Washington's most incredible actions to me was that they wanted to make him king.
Yeah, right.
And he goes, no man should be king.
Right.
And he served 2 terms and set that precedent.
Yeah.
Which, we had Roosevelt who ignored that, but is now a part. And I think, it really makes the United States. There's a lot of unique parts about the United States. This movie really pumps me up. If you can't tell, I'm like ready for the.
No, I'm saying it was an engaging movie. Even if this was a fictional character or wasn't based in reality, it was just well executed, well shot. The character development was great. All the things that you want in a good movie were here.
100%.
Right?
This is an engaging. It was very inspiring. Again, as a father of a teenage son, trying to motivate him. He's 17 now.
Yeah.
And hey, who are you gonna be in life?
Yeah.
I think this is an important movie, and that's
it's
one of the reasons I'm going to bring him to see it.
That's what I'm saying. It's got separated out from reality or not, and how much editorial license was taken, and all the things, it's still got good messages. And it's inspiring.
Yeah. Oh no, to me, I
teaches you, to deal with failure. And,
right. He
and all the things.
He was very ambitious, and he was raised up very quickly, and he really showed. He exemplified true leadership.
Yeah.
He realized when he made a mistake.
Yeah.
And like the hero's journey, he rejects his, but when he comes to it.
And he recognized that he was a victim of his own arrogance and aspirations, and recalibrated accordingly. And it tells a great story. Like I said, I'm not a Washington biography buff, so I couldn't tell you how. I know that it loosely follows the story at least.
I'm a true, having been more so. I'm an armchair general. I like to play war games.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of. I haven't read a lot on the. I have read some books on the Revolutionary War. I don't think I've ever read a dedicated George Washington biography, but the History Channel did make a number of series on the presidents, and one of them is Washington.
Yeah.
And I've seen that. It's 8-10 episodes, whatever it is. Very good. And I suspect a lot that's in this movie. I don't know. It didn't say. Normally they say if it's based on a book or something. The interesting one I found was right at the end, that last battle, where he's actually acting as an aide de camp, and the British general. I'm sorry, I can't remember his name.
I can't remember any of the names.
Gives him command and says, "Save as many people as he can," and there's bullet holes all over his jacket, and his. I feel like I suspect, I'm going to research it. I suspect that was a real story. Whether it's divine providence or not much. And I suspect that, it was the French and Indian War that's depicted in this movie. And again, it's called the French and Indian War because most tribes fought with the French, but there were a few that fought with the English. And it shows. The English were very arrogant, but as an American and a Virginian, and it gets my blood up, he goes, "No, this is our land."
Yeah. You can see that there's planting that whole seed about how.
For sure.
Him versus the British. And
that was a major part of it, that they would never give him a commission. So I also didn't know why so the British were the redcoats. But the colonials, the Americans, took the blue.
Because of the indigo dye.
The indigo dye, I don't remember the plant, but that really, I love that little factoid.
Yeah.
Because they were even proud of it.
Well, and I love, that you had the one guy, I guess that was the scout for the Virginia troops, talking about how you guys wear your red
with the cross.
You guys wear your red and make yourself easy targets. In the meantime, I'm going to be here in the trees. And I'm going to live to be an old man or whatever.
Die an old man.
Yeah.
Really fantastic, enjoyable movie. Man, we could do a follow-up. I don't know what more we need to say, man.
I will say one of the things that I liked about it, and I think about this off and on over the last dozen or more years, it's mind warping. It's hard to put yourself in that time frame because we take for granted transportation, right? I mean, we get mad if it takes us 20 minutes to go 20 miles, right? Back in the day, it took you a day to go 20 miles if you were lucky.
If you were lucky.
And so they touch on that just a little bit in the movie, and where Washington's pushing back and telling them how long it's going to take, and it shows them trudging through the mud and all that kind of stuff.
And the arrogance to bring a piano.
Oh yeah. The general brought his piano with him. So I like that little nod to reality back then, because a lot of movies, they just all of a sudden teleport from wherever they were to where they need to be, and they don't show you the drudgery of getting from one place to another.
You never watched Game of Thrones, But that
Oh
was
no, I watched the whole thing, but that
Did
was
you?
the
Okay.
problem. They started teleporting towards the end.
So it was the early parts that were very well written.
Yeah, the early parts.
It was a whole thing.
Yeah.
Because the stuff would happen,
Yep.
and people wouldn't hear about it for months.
Yeah, no,
and then
that's
the last
true in the first few seasons.
and well, they just the writing went out the window.
But then they started teleporting everywhere.
Right, it was a
that
real
was the problem. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Well, we could probably talk extended about how terrible again, I think we've talked about doing our favorite shows, and what knocks a lot of shows for me off the list is when the final few season or the final
They don't
few
stick
seasons
the landing.
they don't stick the landing.
Yeah.
They
gotta stick the
really
landing.
fumble it. Yeah. Anyway, well, this was good, man.
Yeah. No, it was
it's
good.
A good
Highly
4th of
recommend.
July weekend.
Get out to see it.
It's hot.
Like I said, I think this Washington guy is going to turn out to be somebody, or we're just going to have to wait for the sequel.
It shows his humility. They did a great portrayal of him, I think.
All right.
Anyway,
All right. Good job.
happy 4th, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.